Welcome to Reagan and Friends, a podcast series hosted by the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Institute. Each month we will share some behind-the-scenes moments and stories of President Reagan with some of his more famous friends. In this week's podcast, we present Baseball Hall of Fame's 1982 Ford C. Frick Award winner and American sportscaster Vin Scully, who passed away on August 2nd, 2022. Vin Scully was best known for his record-breaking 67 seasons calling games for the Los Angeles Dodgers, beginning in 1950 when the franchise was located in Brooklyn and ending in 2016. Vin Scully was born in the Bronx and grew up in Manhattan. His father, Vincent, was a silk salesman and sadly passed away when Vin was only 4. His mother, Bridget, was a homemaker and remarried an English merchant sailor named Alan Reeve, whom Vin Scully considered to be his dad. Vin Scully discovered his love of baseball at age 8 when he saw the results of the second game of the 1936 World Series at a laundromat. After serving in the United States Navy for 2 years, Vin Scully began his career as a student broadcaster and journalist at Fordham University. Upon graduation, he sent almost 150 letters out to radio stations across the eastern seaboard looking for a job. He received only one response, from CBS radio affiliate WTOP in Washington, D.C., who hired him as a fill-in for college football coverage. In 1950, at the age of 22, he began covering the Brooklyn Dodgers. In 1953, he joined the NBC television booth, becoming the youngest person to broadcast a World Series, which is a record that still stands to this day. He then followed the Dodgers to Los Angeles for the 1958 season. In 1970, legendary Los Angeles Times columnist Jim Murray said of him, "Vin Scully has never hit a fair ball for the Dodgers on the field, but he has never uttered a foul one off it. He is, without peer, at making 9-0 games something you want to hang around and see how they come out." Sometime in the late 50s or early 60s, Vin Scully and his wife became friends with Ronald and Nancy Reagan.
I was honored, my wife and I, to be neighbors of sorts 2 blocks away from President Reagan and Mrs. Reagan. In fact, we knew them reasonably well before he was governor, during his governorship, after, and eventually when he became president-elect.
That friendship continued throughout the presidency. In 1985, there was an all-star tribute to President Reagan. We even have the draft remarks from his speech in our archives. During that tribute, Vin Scully took hold of the microphone.
I cannot tell you the feeling that comes over me standing right here as I am, face to face with one of those chosen few men in history who know from personal experience the glory, the frustrations, and yes, the sometimes agony, but all too often go along as the price of the high office that you sought and to which you were duly elected and re-elected, the president of the Screen Actors Guild.
And that friendship extended post-presidency. In 1989, just a few months after Ronald Reagan left office, Vin Scully called the 1989 All-Star Game, and Ronald Reagan joined him in the booth for one inning. During that inning, Bo Jackson and Wade Boggs hit home runs.
Does it feel a great deal different sitting here, doing a television game as opposed to the days of recreating?
It is different. I can't get quite used to this.
Hey, that looks like it's going there, too. Eric Davis to the track.
There it is.
Gone.
In 2014, the Reagan Library hosted a baseball exhibit. Vin Scully came out to the library to tour the exhibit and to give a speech to a sold-out crowd. Following his remarks and during a Q&A session with the audience, he was asked what he remembered about calling that All-Star Game inning with the president.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I wanted to ask you about the 1989 All-Star Game that you had President Ronald Reagan with you. Can you share a little story?
You know, it's a painful thing because I really blew it. I was going to be honored by having Ronald Reagan sit with me and do an inning of the All-Star Game. And President Reagan's office was in Beverly Hills, just off Olympic Boulevard, gigantic building, and a beautiful office. And I was asked by NBC to go and have lunch with the president, which I did in his office. And bless his heart, he had a brown piece of paper. It was like he took a paper bag and opened it up. And now here's the #1 man in the free world going to sit in a press box to do an inning, and he's already drawn a diamond on this brown piece of paper, and he's filled in all the names of all the players. And I was so touched to think that he would go to all this trouble. And I had a couple of cards with some questions and answers to prepare him, and we did the inning. And the reason I'm so touched and sorry, I should have swiped that brown paper bag.
Vin Scully truly left his mark on baseball, on the Dodgers, and on Southern California. His most memorable calls include Don Larson's World Series perfect game in 1956, Sandy Koufax's perfect game in 1965, and Kirk Gibson's home run in Game 1 of the 1988 Fall Classic. In 1982, he became the 6th winner of the Ford C. Frick Award, presented annually by the Baseball Hall of Fame for major contributions to baseball broadcasting. Upon hearing of Vin Scully's passing, the current president of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, Josh Rawitch, said, "I had the great fortune of working with Vin for many years at the Dodgers, and rarely do your childhood heroes exceed your expectations when you get to know them. But somehow he did. He was the most vivid storyteller and an unparalleled broadcaster. But what made him so beloved by everyone who knew him was that he was equally as amazing a person. He has left an indelible impact on each of us and will forever be our game soundtrack to summer." Some fun facts: Saturday Night Live cast member Harry Shearer impersonated Vin Scully for a sketch on Saturday Night Live. In addition to being inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, he has a Lifetime Achievement Emmy Award, has been named the National Sportscaster of the Year 4 times, named the California Sportscaster of the Year 33 times, and has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 1985, President Reagan launched his Summer Jobs for Youth program, with Vin Scully as the spokesperson for the program. President Reagan's draft remarks are in our archives. During his speech on May 20th, 1985, President Reagan said,
Vin Scully, you have my gratitude. And Vin, coming from somebody who used to do a little sports announcing himself, I'd like to say you're one of the very best.
Thank you for watching.
Don't forget that when you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you'll be notified every time new videos and podcasts are added to our site, including our Reagan and Friends, Words to Live By, and Reagan Forum podcasts. And don't forget to follow @Ronald Reagan on Facebook and Twitter, as well as @Reagan Foundation on Instagram and YouTube.